Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. Will you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call meeting to order and open the roll call.
Goodell.
Here.
Slater.
Here.
Scholl.
Here.
Rusher.
Here.
And Davis.
Here. First, we need a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. Now we need a motion to approve the minutes of the September 21st, 2015 regular council meeting.
Move to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. We need a motion to approve the September investment report and the September treasury report. Questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. Then we need a motion to approve the claims for September. Any questions on those?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. Under communications, anything from the public in attendance this evening? If not, we'll start a public hearing. This being the time and place for the scheduled public hearing on the matter of the proposed issuance of not to exceed $450,000 in general obligation urban renewal capital loan notes of the city of Humboldt, state of Iowa. I'll open the public hearing at 5:32 p.m. Aaron?
The public hearing is to consider the new money that's being requested by the city for the tax increment finance project in Eagle Ridge. The work in the addition has already started, and the money will be secured by general obligation debt, but is intended to be repaid by tax increment financing proceeds. Just as an update, over the last year, we've had 6 new homes be constructed over there in that addition, and I think we'll see at least another 2 start fairly soon from conversations I've had. So it is building out, it is beating expectations on how quickly the homes are being constructed. So, which is good news, means the taxes come in quicker and produce more tax increment finance so that we can get the loans paid on.
Any comments from the council? Do we have any written comments or objections on file?
No, we don't.
Do I have any committee? Comments or objections from the general public in attendance this evening? There being no more comments or objections on the proposed issuance of not to exceed $450,000 in general obligation urban renewal capital loan notes of the city of Humboldt, Iowa, state of Iowa, I will close public hearing at 5:33 p.m. Next public hearing. This being the time and place for the scheduled public hearing on the matter of the proposed issuance of not to exceed $1,350,000 in general obligations refunding capital loan notes of the city of Humboldt, state of Iowa. I will open the public hearing at 5:33 p.m.
This public hearing is to consider the refunding money that is being requested by the city for refinancing old debt. It will save roughly $23,000 in interest. Obviously, we'll have a hard number once we go out to issue the notes, but should save approximately $23,000 in interest. While the rates have gone up over the near term, they're still quite a bit lower than when the notes were originally issued, so that's where we see some savings in this refunding.
Any comments from the council? Do we have any written comments or objections on file?
No, we don't.
Do we have any comments or objections from the general public in attendance this evening? There being no more comments or objections on the proposed issuance of not to exceed $1,350,000 in general obligation refunding capital loan notes of the city of Humboldt, state of Iowa, I will close the public hearing at 5:34 p.m. Under new business, we need a motion to approve the sale of a street department tractor snow blower to Scott and Jackie Laerdal of Humboldt, Iowa, in the amount of $27,555.
The city received 3 sealed bids for the tractor and snow blower on Friday. Laerdal's bid was the $27,555. Jeff DeWall's bid of $16,707.82, and JKB Applications bid of $22,500. The estimate 6 months ago was $35,000, but the prices on equipment have dropped due to the farm economy. We pretty much knew that it was not going to come in at the 6-month previous estimate. So I think this is a good price and recommend discussing the project.
I kind of thought that estimate to begin with was kind of high for that.
It was just a two-wheel drive, wasn't it? Yeah.
So,
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? And we need a motion to approve the hiring of Kyle, Zender as police officer effective October 5th, 2015, pending satisfactory completion of all required testing.
Steve?
Dean or whoever, come to the front anyway, so.
Okay, we had hired a young man last year, and unfortunately, within a year, he decided to take another job somewhere else, and we went ahead with the testing procedures with the written test and the physical test this summer, and I think we had 13 applicants that applied, and we narrowed it down to, I believe, 3 or 4, and we did the interviews, Aaron and I did the interviews, and we felt that Kyle Zender was the best candidate for the job, so that would be my recommendation, that he would be appointed, or council approve his appointment for the police job.
He's actually here.
Yep, no, if we could pick him up and.
Want him to say a few words?
Yep, little brief description if you wouldn't mind anyway.
Yeah.
Well, my name's Kyle. I'm a Humboldt resident. I have been for most of my life. Studied criminal justice in high school and college. I've always wanted to be a cop, and here I am today.
Good old Humboldtian, huh?
Yep.
Cool.
it came with some very strong references. We reached out to several people and very positive things to say. Really stood out as a leader in a lot of different roles, so I think.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Now, training is, where are we at for training?
Criminal justice, of course, or either Hawkeye or Sioux City at Witt, so preferably Hawkeye, so.
Doing that fairly soon then? When
As
is
soon
when
as
is the
I-
next class?
I'll try and get him in as soon as I possibly can, so. I know after the last class, the instructor over there resigned, but they usually have somebody waiting to take over, so, yep.
All right.
So.
Next, we need a motion to authorize the mayor to sign a subordination agreement for a parcel of real estate for which the city holds a forgivable lien.
The property in question received the CDBG housing rehabilitation loan several years ago and is in the last year of its obligation. The property is being refinanced and to maintain a second position, the city needs to subordinate to the bank refinancing the loan. We've done this, I think, once or twice before. It's just simply giving the bank the collateral they need to refinance so that the owner can save a little bit of money.
So if a lien goes on it, we're the second line.
Mhm.
Correct. Move to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Under resolutions, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2015-80. A resolution approving an engagement agreement with Allers and Cooney, PC of Des Moines, Iowa, for bond counsel services.
This is simply the formal agreement for the scope of work provided by Allers and Cooney's for the refunding of new money. It's a little bit after the fact. It was sitting in the back of a packet of about 1,000 things that they sent us, so we could have executed in previous council meeting. But, yeah, it just covers the scope of the work that they've taken care of.
For the refund for that $23,000 we're gonna receive? Is that what you're-
And the new money.
And the new money for the
also-
$450,000 for the
Mhm.
second phase of Eagle Ridge?
Yep, and then also They are completing, we will pay off the Central Business District loan, which is $55,000, which will save another $5,000 in interest, just because we have cash on hand in that tax increment financing area to pay off that debt obligation that we have. So that'll be covering those two.
Are they under contract with us and they just review these outstanding debts on a, random basis or something like that, or?
As far as the refinancing?
Yes.
No, not Allers and Cooney. That would be
D.A.
D.A.
Davidson?
Davidson.
Okay.
So essentially what happens is, the process normally is, about once a year, we go out for new money. Figure out what projects need to be completed, and then you try and get as many of those together so you're not paying for the same process multiple times. Normally you only want to do one issuance because there's a lot of legal work that goes into that. You pay a lot to the underwriter to do that. And so with that in mind, you try and do it once. And so what Scott Stevenson does with D.A. Davidson is when I contact him and say, okay, well, we've got this thing coming up, and I probably need to get, have the proceeds in by, X date, he'll review what we have coming up and what interest rates we're paying. The reason we're only saving $23,000 on this refinancing, or the refunding, is because it's a short-term debt. I think it's only 5-6 years out, and so there's just not enough time to really recoup that much. Other refundings we've done, or we've completed, have been considerably more money. I think $81,000 was the last one we did. Plus, most of our debt, we're getting locked in at the lower rates that we're seeing right now, so there's just not as many opportunities to find savings.
So when we're going to issue these general obligation bonds, and we kind of turn over all of our financial information to them, and then they review it to see what better position that we would be in if they issued.
They
Makes
keep
sense.
all of our files. I mean, they've got every issuance.
D.A. Davidson
Yeah,
does.
D.A. Davidson. I don't know, how long have we been working with D.A. Davidson?
Since they were rewind before that.
So, quite a while. So they've
Okay.
got all the current debt they have files on. There's a few things that they don't, like the state revolving fund. They knew of it, and I provided them with the information, but they weren't involved in that deal. They were not participants in it, because it was through the state. So some debt is outside of them, but most of it is through them.
I was just wondering how that all came about. I
Mhm.
didn't know if you sat down, quarterly or semi-annually or
diligently
something.
over it.
Well, I just was wondering, who's responsible for, bringing that suggestion up and recommendation and stuff like that, so.
No, Scott does a great job. I mean, you pay him to do a great job, but he does a good job on keeping a feel for where interest rates are at and what savings are out there.
So we've
he
got
said,
maintenance-
honestly, he probably would not have recommended doing this refunding had we, on its own, it doesn't really stand up because you're gonna pay $23,000. But if you have to go through the process and have the legal counsel already for one issuance, then when you piggyback it, then you're saving money and you're not really doing that much more legal work. And so it's kind of the same process, just a bigger number again.
I see. So we are paying them like a maintenance fee for their
No.
services? No?
No.
Just whenever we need them? I
Yep.
see.
He just knows that it's one of those things, like when you call your broker. If you make the deal happen, you get paid.
Okay, I was just
So-
curious. Thank you.
Yep.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Goodell,
Aye.
Slater.
Aye.
Scholl.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Davis.
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2015-81. A resolution instituting proceedings to take additional action for the issuance of not to exceed $450,000 in general obligation urban renewal capital loan notes.
Just starts the process for the issuance. The city will have final action to issue the notes in a future meeting. And again, the final amount can be adjusted on that action. I'm guessing probably, I want to consult with INS on what we can expect as far as engineering costs, and then maybe drop it down to like $400,000 or something like that, depending. I think we're getting a better idea of contingencies. We've got one change order coming through on this that increases, but then, I'll explain it later, it decreases a little bit. So we're just getting it fine-tuned a little bit.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Slater.
Aye.
Scholl.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
Goodell.
Aye.
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2015-82. Resolution instituting proceedings to take additional action for the issuance of not to exceed $1,350,000 in general obligation refunding capital loan notes.
Again, this starts gets the process rolling for the refunding. Like I said, it saves about 23,000, and final additional action will be at the next meeting to issue the notes.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Shoal.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
Vidal.
Aye.
Slater.
Aye.
And next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2015-83. A resolution authorizing and approving the preliminary official statement for the $1,625,000 in general obligation capital loan notes series 2015.
This official statement provides background on the city for the potential purchasers of the notes and discloses the condition of the city and the local economy. This is the information that we had issues with the SEC, with the, what's it, MCDC, I can't remember what it stands for. Municipal Continuing Disclosure something, certificate or something like that. But anyway, we provided the SEC with the information. There was a failure to provide continuing disclosure information. We talked about this about maybe 8 months ago. And so what that was in reference to was the preliminary official statements actually say, we will continue to provide you with the information if we have a ratings upgrade, if we have a ratings downgrade. We'll give you our audited financial statements. We'll give you all of this information and provide it to this clearinghouse that provides it out to the bondholders. And so this preliminary official statement contains that same requirement. And so for the life of these notes, we will have to provide that information to this clearinghouse, which we already do, and I'm guessing we would continue to do, as considering the fact that we do issue those notes. If you had a chance to flip through it, it just covers, biggest taxpayers, primary industries, population trends, taxable valuations, things along those lines.
So what
Move
is
to
it?
approve.
Go ahead.
Just a question of the 1625, that's combination of,
It's the refunding and then the new money. And so that's the.
so we take the 1.8 and take the 75 off it then, basically is what we're doing then, 'cause we'd have $1,350,000 plus the 450 minus the refund, is that what we're looking at then?
450 plus the 13, right? What amount did you give us, Walt?
$1,625,000.
That's a good question.
I just thought we were late was all, that's all we're gonna ask.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I thought we'd been like 1.8 less.
Yeah, it should be.
Isn't it the 450 plus the 13?
Yeah, it should be 1.8. I wonder
Right.
why the preliminary official statement has that number on it.
Minus the 23,000.
That's right, yeah, so would've been like.
Minus-
Well-
minus 23.
They purposely,
1,775 or something,
Right,
but I just
right,
didn't
right.
know before we went, I just wanted to ask.
and they purposely put, that's why you'll see the asterisks on there. They purposely put that asterisk because the asterisk refers to preliminary, subject to change. I do not know why they have dropped the amount on that one.
That might be what the value of that refunding will be. We're gonna have to make a payment before it's all settled.
Oh, yeah, because it's probably effective of the next payment, because we already are obligated to pay the
Okay.
one. So, yeah, if you make a
Decrease it.
payment and then the next
Okay.
one.
Okay.
So that's probably what it's like.
I'm asking.
One thing though, as far as the condition of the local economy, we just had a bond upgrade here within the last, 2 to 3 months. We went from,
Yeah, this is an unrated issuance because it doesn't really have a long enough time frame to pay for the cost of going through the ratings. Even though we have a rating currently for the debt that's already outstanding, you have to go out for a new rating. It's part of the process. It's like extortion. They make you pay every single time you go through it. Even though you have a rating, you have to go back out and do it again. And so, rather than paying for that on this, the decision was, by Scott, from talking with him, was you're really not gonna see that much of an improvement, and so you're probably gonna spend more money getting that rating than what you'll save necessarily in lower interest costs. So, being as we've already got, some things on the books, you figured you'd get a decent rate, interest rate without, going out for the rating on it.
Okay. I'll second Darrell's motion then.
Roll call vote.
Rusher? Davis? Vidal?
Aye.
Slater?
Aye.
Shoal?
Aye.
Then we'll need a motion to approve the final proposed resolution number 2015-84. A resolution approving pay estimate number 1 from Wunsch Construction of Green, Iowa for the Fifth Avenue South Emergency Water Main Replacement Project in the amount of $92,321.43.
The underground work is completed, and Wunsch is waiting for Blacktop Service to finish the roadway. Obviously, they were in there today, was it today? Yeah, today, milling out. And so they should be coming back very soon to blacktop it. When they went through the process, they did run into some problems with boring due to soil conditions. They hit some boulders, and it was just a little bit unpleasant, but they did get it done, and Wunsch did a great job. Instead of McPeak, they did a great job too. So I think we're fortunate to have good contractors on that.
Move to approve?
Second.
Roll call vote.
Davis?
Here.
Vidal?
Yes.
Slater?
Aye.
Shoal?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Next, we need a motion to approve the final proposed resolution number 2015-85. A resolution approving contract change order number 1 with Hurst & Sons Contractors Incorporated, Waterloo, Iowa, for a net increase in the contract price of $10,610 for the Eagle Ridge Addition Phase 2 project.
This is
We
the,
just started.
what's that?
Contract change order
Yeah,
number 1, the first.
Exactly, you gotta get them right out of the gate. This is the addition of a needed drop structure in one of the manholes to bring it into compliance. However, the quantities for sanitary services have been modified to lower the cost by $14,000, thus resulting in a decrease of about $4,000. So, one step forward, 2 steps back on this one. So we actually are $4,000 less than where we were at on the contract.
Original
So,
bid.
it's the beauty of going through projects.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Vidal?
Aye.
Slater?
Aye.
Shoal?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Davis?
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2015-86. A resolution approving pay estimate number 7 with Blacktop Service Company of Humboldt, Iowa for the roadway system maintenance project in the amount of $114,761.42.
The sidewalks are nearing completion, and the additional items are being addressed. Seal coating, as you can tell, has been applied to the additional areas also. Blacktop still needs to finish the radius work on the project and finish up some patching. A few patch areas need to be redone due to issues with smoothness or lack of needed saw cuts to provide clean edges, but hoping to get those cleaned up pretty soon here. I guess, Nick, I don't know if you want to.
Not a lot to add. The only thing would be in sealing of the radiuses, would you guys have a preference to, there's some that are ready now, there's some that are gonna be ready later on this year as the sidewalk work finishes. They'll come in and they can do the ones now that they're able to, and then they're gonna have to come back. They would prefer to wait until they're done with the sidewalks, but that might push those radiuses off till the spring. Would there be any preference from the council on how they would like Blacktop to move forward?
Otherwise,
with that?
it'd be rock otherwise, or what is the other choice where they've cut
A lot of
some
the
out
other
and so
ones, the
forth?
patching will be completed there, but the actual seal coating portion of those, after we patch between the curb and the roadway, we'll seal over top of that. They were requesting or wondering if the council would have a preference one way or another on how they would like to proceed with that. They don't believe they'll be able to get it this year, just due to the weather. Next 2 weeks look pretty good, but then the trend is downward. If it gets too cold, we don't want them back in here sealing on any of the seal coat. They can do partial now and partial later, or they can just hold off and do all of the radii returns in the spring. I anticipate they'll be back in the spring for some other maintenance work and punch list items anyways, just to, who knows how fast winter is gonna set in this region.
You know, John had mentioned, are they doing the rat hole yet this year?
They're planning to, yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
John didn't get a fuzzy
I talked-
feeling about that,
I
so.
talked to Bob today, and he acted like he didn't know anything about the rat hole.
Oh, it's on the updated plans that they've received.
But he said that John had been working with you or with the engineering company, and he was gonna talk to John, his uncle,
You know,
to.
it's, I pretty much.
When I talked to him at 2 o'clock this afternoon, he didn't know we were doing the rat
The
hole.
plans have been delivered, they have the updated plans with all of the updated patching
Huh.
on it. So they have copies of all of that on what was added onto the project in those additional areas. And one of them is the rat hole. That is an additional, they have copies of the plans there.
Must have missed that page.
Yeah.
I can
Let's
follow,
remind him.
I can remind, Blacktop for that.
Yeah, 'cause
I
I
guess-
could definitely use it.
They have some other
That's-
patching around town that they have to do.
That
It's getting
really
worse and
needs-
worse.
I think the patching needs to be done this fall,
Okay,
and I think if they can get any seal coating done this fall, I think it should be done the next 2 weeks.
okay.
Anything they can't get done after that, I think they should wait till spring
Hold
to
on,
do.
okay.
I mean, that's when and I know that's probably not the most convenient for them either,
Yep, but they are in town.
but, yeah.
All right, I'll talk to Bob tomorrow morning and,
I mean, that's my
relay the
feeling.
wishes of the council here.
Make it too cool, and it's,
Right.
people now have got their windows open. I had enough calls this weekend from people down south that were tickled about the dust coming into their houses.
And they're about due to sweep anyways.
Okay.
So they'll be in here to sweep up the remaining rock. I'll have to see when they're actually being here. They got about another 5 to 6 days before they have to do that.
You've identified all the areas, obviously, Nick, so how much work is left, I mean, this fall yet? I mean,
Oh,
quite a,
there's a chunk of sidewalks left, yeah,
Mhm.
mostly on the additional areas and a few random ones here and there that they weren't able to get to through that. As far as exact amount, I guess I don't have that number for you, cause that number would change anyways after construction.
sure.
With that, we're 80+% complete with it, the whole project, probably 85% on the entire project completed this time. That's including the additional areas.
The go ahead, Aaron, I was
No, I
gonna
was
say,
just
the
gonna say-
subcontractor from West Bend, will they be done with
Bruce,
all?
yes, yep,
This
Bruce is
fall
planning
yet.
on everything to be done this fall, correct.
And they're going to address the intersections that have been scarred by the process of putting in the sidewalks, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yep, that'll be on the punch list items for
Okay.
that.
I just didn't know if they were gonna take care of that as part of the radius, or if they.
I'm unaware of when they're gonna do that, I can get a better outline from Bob on that.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Slater?
Aye.
Scholl?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
Goodell?
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2015-87. A resolution approving pay estimate number 3 from Grunman Hicks LLC of Cherokee, Iowa, in the amount of $75,373 for the construction of a sludge holding tank cover at the wastewater treatment plant for the city of Humboldt.
Actually, you might be able to get a bit better update.
Yeah.
What I have is the precast is in place and the project's nearing completion. Have they
Yeah,
got
that's
past
about
that?
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
the-
like,
this
I
is,
was checking that,
this is
so.
paying for the precast that was set for the T-panels that were set on top. The millwork is planning to be on site on Tuesday, a week from tomorrow on the 13th. They'll plan on setting that right away and then they'll be done. So they don't have a lot of work left, but they're waiting for the fabrication of those panels, the access panels, just so they get a good fit between the precast concrete and the existing walkway that is on site. So that was field measured and then sent in for fabrication for delivery onto the site.
But they haven't installed anything down there, right, Nick, or?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they have?
Yes, the,
Okay, 'cause
Yep.
I was down at the wastewater treatment plant today, and I looked around, and I guess I didn't,
yeah, the decking is installed,
And I didn't
the
recognize
panels
it.
on it. Well, that's good if you don't recognize it. It blends in right away.
Okay.
The block was laid around the edges, and like I said, we're just waiting for the access panels right now.
okay. Yeah, I was hoping to catch up with Clint this morning when I drove out there, but I didn't, so I didn't see it. I guess I just didn't recognize it.
Yeah, this pay request is essentially just for the, pretty much the cover that they had on it is what they've done. Last time we paid them for some materials or a bond that they had for insurance that they wanted paid for. So very small payments up until this point.
This was the real chunk of their work is on this last 30 days for the pay request.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Scholl,
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
Goodell,
Aye.
Slater.
Aye.
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2015-88. A resolution approving pay estimate number 7 from federal